The Cavs are forced into making a massive decision as they still have an empty spot on their roster, and they continuously wait for free agents to go in order to pull the trigger and who to use and who to get, who to obtain to fill out the roster spot. And the Summer League definitely gave them a good perspective on some players, but free agents are dropping like flies, and a lot of other teams are waiting, and it seems as if the Cavs are waiting as well to see who they can get. Is that the right decision? Is that the wrong decision? Who should the Cavs go out and obtain? And all of that coming here at Cavs Digest today. I'm Matt Palangi. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I know posting hasn't been as consistent as we wanted to, but that's because it's kind of been quiet. The Summer League's over. There's no players we talk about, but Darius is over here making videos on storylines about players, but I'm here trying to bring out some news as well. So me and Darius are trying to make a great team for you guys to share great content. I'm going to keep trying to find some content videos to make for you guys because I'm here. I finally moved into my new apartment. I'm so ready to post for you guys. But before we get started, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to stay updated with all things, everything's Cavs. But let's talk about what's happening with the Cavs, starting off with their roster specifically. So obviously the core four is obtained and on contract going into next season. But it's surrounding the fact that they are still missing one roster spot or maybe two roster spots. Right now it's looking more like they're missing two, but with guys I'm going to talk about later, such as Tyrese Proctor, Jalen Tyson, and all those guys, and Naquan Tomlin and guys such like that, it looks like they could easily have a 14th or 15th roster spot. Of course, the one signing that they did make, other than obtaining Lonzo Ball for Isaac Okoro, which keeps your roster the same, and obtaining Larry Nance Jr., it seems as if they haven't really done that much. Of course, you only have to sign guys on vet minimums, and I'm here to talk about some guys that they have. But let's talk about the roster itself specifically, going into what Chris Fedor had to say about the roster. I just think the Cavs are in no hurry with this kind of situation. I think they understand the makeup of this roster, and they understand that guy 14 is really not going to be a consequential member of the Cavs. So it seems as if that their approach is that, this guy isn't really going to play. There's no reason for us to obtain him, and I can completely understand that perspective. But I slightly disagree with it when you look at one major flaw in the Cavs, and so I'm going to keep talking about that. But let's go back, and now let's talk about the roster itself, who they have locked up, and who they can obtain as this video goes on. So first we're looking at who they have under roster. This is missing Larry Nance Jr. because this was made before it. So these are the guys that they have. Obviously, you have the core four. The core five is what we're going to say now with DeAndre Hunter, because I would say he's a part of the core. I mean, yeah, he's a bench player, but he's the best bench player in basketball probably. So you have the core four plus DeAndre Hunter, Max Strus, and Lonzo, Dean Wade, Jalen Tyson, Chuma Okeke, but he's a club option, and Craig Porter Jr. is injured, and Naquan Tomlin's a two-way contract. So some of these guys may not even play, specifically Craig Porter, Naquan Tomlin, Chuma Okeke, because that they are on options or for Craig Porter's sake, he's injured. But as of right now, these are the guys that they have, and there's still some room. And then you add Larry Nance Jr. to that list. Larry Nance is here somewhere, sorry. Larry Nance Jr. to that list. I hinted at some things during that. But we have Larry Nance Jr. here, who, of course, the Cavs acquired. This, the returning Cavs member, son of Cavs legend Larry Nance. He comes back and he can stretch the floor. He can play power forward, sometimes small forward, sometimes center. I'm honestly assuming they're going to try to use him at backup center, but that's really, really questionable with his size and with his rebounding. Yes, he can stretch. Yes, he's a physical defender. He's a veteran. He has a high IQ. But I'm not sure how I feel about running him at the center, and we're going to continue talking about that because I think the Cavs can still go ahead and acquire a backup center, and that's what we're here to look at. But Tyrese Proctor, of course, another guy that wasn't listed on the roster thing I just showed you, who was secured. He is who they drafted this year. It seems as if after that 30-point game he had in Summer League and how the Cavs kind of viewed acquiring him in the draft, that he will be pretty much securing a spot on the roster. So not much to talk about with Proctor. Obviously, the Duke shooting guard, ISO player, really, really big, lengthy shooting guard for big guard for his size or for his position. So he definitely has a prominent role. I wouldn't say a prominent role, but he's going to be a good 13th guy off the bench who can score and who can use his size at the guard position. But now let's talk about the free agents that I have brought for you guys. The first one being Charles Bassey, a center who played in the Summer League for the Celtics this year. He's 6'10". He's a free agent, power forward and center. He averaged 4 points per game and 4 rebounds per game on 58.1% from the field, and he's 24 years old. He's a free agent coming off his rookie contract. As I say, he played in the summer league for the Celtics in this summer, and he had a great 20-point game, 13 rebound game for the Celtics in a game. Not just that, though. I completely believe that this guy is an elite shot blocker, like an unbelievable shot blocker. This is just him getting this, back-to-back possessions almost, just going in and getting a shot block. It is so easy for him to do it. He's a phenomenal shot blocker, and I think that he is the final piece, I would say, to the Cavs is a secured backup center. Whether you play this guy or not, the fact that this guy is a great shot blocker, has good size, super athletic, super young, and you can develop him into a center that can maybe could replace Jarrett Allen if Jarrett Allen doesn't do anything, or he can be a prominent backup for the future if you don't want to run Larry Nance at the 5. You can run Charles Bassey at the 5 just for some minutes. He's been a pretty looked at free agent by a lot of teams, specifically the Celtics. Of course, they added him to the summer league team, but he has yet to sign an NBA contract. I think the Cavs should go ahead and consider pulling the trigger on Charles because of the fact that he's young, can rebound. Yes, I know 4 points, 4 rebounds doesn't seem like much, but very little minutes, trying to develop in a role. Yes, he's playing center with Victor Wembanyama, so it wasn't like he had the chance to get starter minutes with Victor Wembanyama, but I think that he would be great to play, 8 minutes for the Cavs, give Jarrett Allen 8 minutes of rest, 2 minutes every quarter of rest. And I think that it would be great to add a young shot blocker to the Cavaliers bench. Now we're going to look at the last guy. In case the Cavs don't want to go center and want to run Larry Nance at the backup center, there is a guy who I think is really, really good, who is currently unsigned, and his name is, let me pull this up. His name is Amir Coffey. Pretty cool name. People love calling him Coffee, but, I love that last name. It's not spelled the same. But anyways, Amir Coffey, the wing, who is a elite athlete, but just a really, really good defender. He's 6'7", can play the shooting guard or small forward position. I think that he would be good for his defensive presence, but also just his length at the shooting guard position. 6'7" is huge, and of course, small forward, 6'7", pretty normal. I think that this guy is a very, very valuable small forward to add onto the bench, whether he is the 14th guy in place, no minutes at all. The fact that this guy's unsigned beats me because I truly believe that this guy is pretty good. I mean, this is a 10-point per game score. He shoots 47 from the field and 40% from the 3. Really good off the catch and shoot 3. He's 28 years old. He's 6'7". He is very, very athletic as well, and that's what I love about him personally, that he's an athlete. And you're just going to see in this highlight reel just the left-handed player, great athlete, but the biggest thing about me for him is that he can play defense and he can stretch the floor, and he's 6'7". Like, that's a good combo for the Cavaliers to have. I know you have Max Strus. I know you have DeAndre Hunter pretty much playing the small forward position. But if you want my honest opinion, I don't know if having Max Strus play small forward is even the best thing, because I think that since he was a shooting guard on the Miami Heat, he should stay a shooting guard on the Cavs, and the Cavs might be better off with running him at the shooting guard position. So for me personally, I think Amir Coffey could be a very, very valuable small forward if the Cavaliers don't go ahead and pull the trigger on a backup center such as Charles, who I think should be the Cavaliers' biggest focus. Darius made a video on Thomas Bryant. I think that would be the best Cavaliers signing. I watched that guy play great against the Cavaliers off the bench at the center position. I think Thomas Bryant's probably the best thing the Cavs can get, but I feel like he might be slightly worth more than a vet minimum. I think Bassey and Amir Coffey, if they don't get picked up at all, like Fedor said, it seems like the Cavs are going to wait. If these two guys are still available, I think you have to go with one. I think Charles Bassey is my first option. I think Amir Coffey is my second. If Thomas Bryant isn't available. So that is what I think about the Cavaliers roster spots. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, the Cavaliers have a core that they're going to continue building around. At least this might be the final season for it. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for joining me and all the consistent support here in Cavs Digest. I'm Matt playing you. Before you go ahead and subscribe, like this video, comment below your thoughts, and share this video with your friends. Thank you guys for joining Matt playing you here on Cavs Digest.